If you want a delicious beef brisket recipe, this is it. Brisket with mustard and onion gravy. Hi, I'm Annette from MoneySmartFamily.com, and today we're going to show you how to make this delicious plate of food. We buy 17-pound chubs of the beef brisket, and Steve cuts them into 3 or 4 pound chunks. Then we repackage them and put them in the freezer. So I'm pulling this out. Start the beef brisket with the mustard and onion gravy the night before. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting the frozen brisket in the crock pot, and I'm slathering mustard on the top of it. I squeeze mustard on the top till the roast is covered. I don't really have a measurement on this. It will just depend on how much mustard. If you don't like mustard a whole lot, then don't use a lot. There's no exact science here. You can't break this recipe. It's a very easy recipe. That's good. Now I'm going to take the package of onion soup mix and I'm going to sprinkle it on top. Oh, that looks beautiful. Now it's going to be set on high and it's going to cook overnight. And we'll show you what we do with it in the morning.
Crockpot has been outside with the brisket cooking in it all night long. And look at this, you should smell how good this is. And we just turned it off. And then Annette will show you what to do with it once it's cooled.
There's 2 parts to step 2 of the beef brisket with the mustard and onion. The first step is to take off the drippings. We're going to put the drippings in its own container and we're going to refrigerate that. So this was why we started way ahead, because the fat's going to rise and I'm going to scoop off the fat and throw it away. The drippings have been taken off and now I'm going to move the meat to a cutting board. We cooked this chub of beef brisket overnight in the crock pot on high for 8 hours because it was frozen. But if you use a piece that's not frozen, you can cook it on low. And right now I'm going to trim the fat because we don't want to eat that. And then I'm going to put the meat in the refrigerator so that it slices real nice when it's time for dinner. Okay, here is the brisket after I've cut most of the fat off of it. And obviously that's my fat pile, and that's going to go in a double plastic bag and get thrown away.
You can serve this over either
baked potatoes or rice. Tonight we're going to do rice. Okay, so in it goes into my small Tupperware marinator that's ages old, and we're going to chill it. Here are the drippings from the beef brisket, and they look horrible with all the fat, but the fat's going to rise to the top. We're going to take the fat off after we refrigerate this for several hours, and those are going to be the drippings that start the gravy, and we'll show you how to do that later. Taking the fat off of the drippings.
There's a lot of fat on there, huh? But it all rose to the top, so we don't have to eat that.
Correct. Okay. I'm putting the drippings in the pot. I'm using my trusty spoonula so that I get every last drop. These drippings are very rich in flavor. So I'm adding 2 cups of water and 2 bouillon cubes and a tablespoon of lecithin. What's this called? Lecithin granules. And of course I get this from Puritan's Pride. And this will break up the fat that's in there. Start mixing up the drippings with the gravy makings using a whisk. It's going to take a while for this to simmer, to melt the lecithin granules and the bouillon. But boy, is this going to be good. To make the gravy, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and I'm gonna do something called liquefying it. You have to do that with cold water. This is water kept in a tea kettle, but it's cold. So basically enough water to turn it into liquid, a thick liquid. After the gravy juice comes to a boil and the bouillon cubes are melted, then I add that. And you watch the gravy get thickened. I still have it over a low heat. It's getting nice and thick. It looks absolutely beautiful. Brisket meat has been refrigerated, so now it's much more solid. I'm doing the final little trim. Okay, now I'm gonna slice it. And it's gonna be pretty thick chunks because the meat is so tender, it will fall apart if I do it in smaller chunks. The meat is now getting added and will be heated up in the gravy. And wait till you see it when it's done. It is a piece of delicious. You'll devour every bit of it. This recipe gets a 10 out of 10 for our family favorites, and it is great for lunch leftovers too. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you'll know when we put up a new video. Wasn't this easy? Hope you enjoyed it! Click our playlist for recipes if you want more great food to eat.